Hello, civics learners. This video is going to help you understand how to register to vote in Minnesota and to prepare you for an in-class activity in which you will complete a Minnesota registration to vote, and to help you to become familiar with the process so you're ready to vote when you turn 18. Remember, your vote matters, your vote counts. Participate and take an active role in your community to get your voice heard. There are 3 qualifications in Minnesota to register to vote, in which you must be a United States citizen, either native born or naturalized. You must be a Minnesota resident for at least 20 days prior to the election, which includes a Minnesota address, and you must be at least 18 years of age on the day of the election. Did you know that the 26th Amendment, added to the U.S. Constitution on March 23, 1971, requires that all voters be at least 18 years of age? A slogan often associated with this amendment is "Old enough to fight, old enough to vote." The slogan was first heard during World War II, when the military draft age was lowered to 18 years by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, and was later adopted by student activists during the Vietnam War. Students in college have the choice of where they want to register to vote, whether it be with their school address or their permanent home address, which must be in Minnesota if they plan to vote in Minnesota. If a student from another state is going to school in Minnesota and decides to register in Minnesota, they are not allowed to vote in their home state. Those serving in the armed forces are allowed to register to vote, and is often done online, but are also allowed to mail in their applications. They should use a home address, which is in Minnesota. Some residents of Minnesota may not be able to vote, which means that they have no need to register. A few of the most common reasons someone may not be able to register to vote include being convicted of a felony crime such as burglary or arson, which includes during their prison time, their parole, or their probation. After this, their voting rights may be given back. Others may have their voting rights revoked by a judge, such as in a guardianship. If a court has ruled that someone is legally incompetent, they cannot register to vote. Legally incompetent is commonly used to describe someone who is physically or mentally unable to make specific life decisions, such as managing their money, entering a contract, or making medical decisions. Voter registration puts you on an official list in Minnesota through an application process which includes information such as your full name, date of birth, and a form of identification such as a driver's license, a Minnesota ID card, or a social security number. The application, whether completed online, in paper, and mailed in, or in person, is quick and simple. Did you know that it is considered a felony to intentionally register in more than one area or precinct, and it can carry a maximum fine of up to $10,000 and imprisonment for more than a year, but no less than 5 years. A voter registration application can be filled out online, on paper, or mailed to the Minnesota Secretary of State office in St. Paul, or in person on the election day at the location that you vote, also known as a precinct. Voter registration online is the fastest and easiest way to register to vote, and it takes less than 3 minutes. I've done it myself. If you do not have an internet connection at home, a local library is a great place to go. Paper registration applications can be downloaded online and mailed in, or found at a local county election office, the library, or post office, or the DMV, also known as the Department of Motor Vehicles. Did you know that if you're homeless, you can still register to vote by using the location in which you sleep as your address, which may be the street or could be a friend's couch? But you still may need to bring someone with you in order to confirm that you are living there, aka your best friend. If you decide to register to vote on election day, you will need a few things. First of all, you may need to bring a valid Minnesota driver's license or a tribal ID. If you have one of these, this is the only form of identification you need. Other forms of ID could include a photo ID with your current name, such as a passport, a military ID, or a student ID. In addition to these, you also have to bring a document that has your name and address, such as a phone bill, a rental agreement, or another bill. In other cases, a registered voter may need to come with you on election day and vouch for you. Did you know that to pre-register to vote, you do not have to bring a form of identification when you vote on election day? Now that you're familiar with the process of registering to vote in Minnesota, here are some important dates for the election in Minnesota in 2018. On September 21st, absentee and early voting opens, especially for those who are at school in other states or another country, those living abroad, or those serving in active military service. On October 16th, it is the last day to pre-register for voter registration. And on November 6th are the general elections. And remember, you are allowed to register to vote at your voting area. Don't forget to complete the Google form for class in order for you to participate. In addition, here are some information and resources that were used for this video. Check them out and learn more about how to register to vote. Thanks for listening. Feel free to watch this video as many times as you need, and I look forward to continuing our learning on voting in elections. Thanks.